Hello and welcome to Lean and Clean with Chef Christine. I am Christine, your host, and today we are not cooking. We are going to talk about losing fat in your 50s. It is a completely different thing than losing fat when you're in your 20s. When I was in my 20s and I was starting to feel a little fluffy, I would do all the things I was taught when I was younger. Restrict those calories, really drop it down low, up the cardio, start moving a whole lot more, go fat free, make sure I limited my carbs or had no carbs, all the things that we were taught back then, and all the things that really don't work in your 50s, right? Because we have our hormone changes, we have all the crazy things happening to us. So we're living in a really estrogen dominant society right now. We have a lot of estrogens coming at us in the form of plastics and the way things are made and all the estrogen products from the animal feeds and things like that. So we are really in a society now that our hormones are just really not in balance due to all the outside influences as well as what's happening in our bodies. Young girls are getting their period younger. Women are going to perimenopause younger. So we have a lot of outside things happening. And what we used to do isn't going to work anymore. We can't restrict our calories so much that we don't have what we need to fuel our bodies with. If you've been with me at all, you know that I'm all about fueling our bodies correctly. I'm not about trying to get skinnier. My goal is to help women feel beautiful and powerful and really energetic as we get into our older age. It's about really feeling stronger, not skinnier. And I've had comments on the internet like, oh, you're not really thin. Guess what? That's not my goal. My goal is to be 90 years old and to be moving and having a great time. And let me tell you, I have plenty of evidence that this can be true. I worked with a lady yesterday who is 87 years old. She's in my water fitness class, jogging along in the water, jumping up and down. And she says that exercise is the fountain of youth. And I agree with that. That is my motto. My lovelies, what I want you to do is to make sure that you are really fueling your body. If you want fat loss, yes, you have to be in a calorie deficit, but it doesn't have to be a painful deficit. You don't have to fast. Sure, if you want to, that's great. That's an easy way to manage your calories. But I'm not talking about limiting yourself to 800 calories a day. Are you going to lose fat? Are you going to lose weight? Yeah. But what's your quality of life like at that point? You can't go out to eat. You're worried about what you're eating all the time. Don't live a life of restriction. Live a life of balance. Really work on that strength. So if you're strength training, let's say you've been working out the last 3 years and you're still using those 5-pound weights, they're really not doing anything for you. They're tiring out your muscles, but you're not really gaining strength. We have to challenge our muscles to let that muscle growth happen. So gradually increase those weights a little at a time as you go. Now, I can tell you one of the reasons I'm not cooking today is because I overexercised. I taught too many classes in a row without hydrating myself. It's 100 degrees here today and it's super hot out. And although I drank a ton of water while teaching, it's outside. And I came home and I was sitting down and I had horrible muscle cramps in my legs because as we get older, we dehydrate faster. So my lovelies, as I say, hydrate, hydrate. So I ended up eating a couple pickles, making sure I took some electrolytes and drank 2 more bottles of water and used a massager on my legs. And all that helped to the point it was so bad, I felt like I was going to pass out. So when I tell you to hydrate, I really mean hydrate. Drink a ton of water. My goal is always to have a gallon a day, and I almost always have that, but that's not enough. I still have to put some Celtic salt in there and make sure I'm replenishing all that I'm sweating out. One of the things about doing water fitness is you don't always know that you're sweating it out. So I do my water fitness both as cardio and strength, but I also strength train. And I continually, no matter how many years I do it, continually add weights and different movements. So even though it's a basic curl, it's a basic hammer curl, it's a basic shoulder press, I always try to advance just a little bit. I'm not going crazy because I've been down that road. If you go too fast, too much, then you end up with things like frozen shoulder and all these other problems that we get when we're older. What I'm just suggesting is that you go slow, continually to add weight, continue to get that progressive overload. You want to keep challenging those muscles so you get that muscle growth. because muscle burns fat. So if our goal is fat loss, we're going to really work on gaining that muscle and getting that strong, getting stronger, and fueling our body for that. So you'll notice when we talk about recipes, I'm not here just to give you a recipe because anybody can do that. What I'm here to do is to make sure that you're fueling your body properly and with things that taste good, right? Who wants to eat like bland food all the time, chicken and broccoli? Like I'm all for some chicken and broccoli, but it better taste darn good or I don't want to, not going to stick with it. And we want to stick with it. So we're going to have a small calorie deficit, 100, 200 calories below our maintenance needs. And that is going to give us a slow progress, but slow and steady wins the race. Stay away from the scale. The scale is not your friend. The scale is going to tell you that you're not good enough, that it's not changing, that you're just not doing what you're supposed to do. And it's a liar. If you're absolutely 100% attached to that scale and you have to have it, then my friends, download Happy Scale and at least get an average weight. But I'm telling you, it's not going to tell you the whole story. Better to get clothes that are slightly tight, try them on, figure out is it getting closer to putting this on? Is it working? That's a much better focus. Do I have more energy? Am I feeling good about myself? When I look in the mirror, do I see visible changes? Those are the things that we look for rather than the scale. But I know just because I say it's true doesn't mean you're going to stay away from that scale. So if you're going to do it, at least take an average of what's happening so that you have a better idea. And I am just as guilty as everybody else. In my 20s, when I wanted to lose weight, I did all the nonsensical things and was attached to that scale every single day, and it ruled my life. If the scale went up, I wouldn't eat. I'd feel horrible about myself. I'd think, what did I do wrong? And so on it went. A million times at Weight Watchers, and tons of times at Diet Workshop and all the rest. But if you just eat sensibly, and when I say sensibly, what do we have to pack our foods with lots of veggies? We need that fiber as we age. We have to make sure that we're getting adequate protein every single meal, every single day. Protein is a key to building muscle, and we need that muscle to burn that fat, and so on. How do you know how much to have? There are a bazillion free apps out there where you can track your macros and get an idea of what you need to have. But if you want to keep it simple, you're going to have protein and vegetables at every meal. You're going to have 2 fruits a day, and then you're going to have some kind of probiotic food every day. So whether that's kombucha, whether that's sauerkraut or Greek yogurt, but something to make your gut happy. Those are the goals. And drink our water, right? So you can do all the fun things like supplements. There's a bazillion supplements out there, fat burners and all these things. Stick to the basics. So we need magnesium, we need potassium, we need iron, all the basic ones that have been around forever. But use a pharmaceutical grade. Don't just go willy-nilly and buy just generic stuff. Really find one that's a high-quality product. There are a lot of lies out on the internet. You will see influencers all over the place peddling all kinds of supplements. I would be very leery of all that stuff. Now, listen, there are the Ozempics of the world, and there are plenty of people that benefit from that with the help of their doctor, but that is not a solution. If you don't fix your habits and you go off of those medications, all the help that you've had from that is not going to get you where you want to go. So work on the underlying issues, work on really, it's a mind shift. You want to see the changes happen? Change your mind. Manage your mind, and you will be able to manage your fat levels, and you'll be able to manage how you feel coming into the next stages of your life. So my friends, if you're 50s, you've got the 60s looking forward, 70s, 80s, 90s. We're going as far as we can with this to live as long as we can, as healthy and as mobile as we can. So we've talked about this. Let's review again. We want to move, get that progressive overload, making sure that we're gaining muscle because muscle burns fat. For fat loss, we're going to make sure we fuel our body so we can get those workouts in. We're going to do different forms of workouts. So we want to make sure we do some strength, walking for cardio, just for cardiovascular health, not for fat loss, but obviously it helps burn some calories. We want to make sure that we are getting our fiber, our protein, our carbs, all that in there every day, and that we are hydrating. I think I said it already. I don't know, I'll lose the old brain here. But basically, we want to make sure that we are doing this every single day because where the change is coming from is not just doing it once in a while, but doing it all the time, right? Small changes over time add up to results. And the more consistent you can be with those small changes, the better the results will be. But if you're looking for a quick fix, that is not my recipe. I am all about slow and steady and getting to the end of the race. So we are about myself, my group, we're all about really making positive changes within our mindset and our bodies going forward so that we can be our best and active selves. Let me just talk to you a little bit too about going back to what you've used in the past. Sister, if you have been to Weight Watchers 20 times, it is clearly not working for you. Okay? It may have worked in the past. There's nothing against Weight Watchers. It's an effective program if you let it work for you. But as we get older, the same things that we used to don't work anymore. So you don't need to be weighed in all the time. You need to be consistent all the time. And if you need some partners in crime, you can join my free group or any number of free groups out there for accountability, because being accountable to somebody else saying, yes, I got my workout in. Yes, I ate well. Yes, I drank my water does amazing things for you. There's something so awesome about community. So I encourage you, I'll put in the show notes the free group I have. I'm not super duper active as much as I used to be because I've got so much else going on, but my group is fabulous. We all cheer each other on, and I hope that you will choose to join us. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out anytime. I would love to chat with you. I'm not selling anything. I have put cookbooks for sale, but my main purpose in doing all this is to really connect with other women who are maybe struggling or even women that have had success. I'd love to hear your stories. I'd love to have you on. I am all about just really connecting with everybody. I hope you have a great day. If you've enjoyed this session, please leave a comment, leave a rating if you're on any of the podcast apps. I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple, YouTube, everywhere, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. So I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing about your journey. Maybe it's your struggles, maybe it's your successes you want to tell me about. I'm here for all of it. Send you lots of love and prayers for each and every one of you. Have a wonderful, healthy, successful day. I will be back with some more recipes once my legs calm down. Love ya. Bye.